Did you know that one of the world's longest, deadliest conflicts actually started because of 3 broken promises? You'll never guess who made them. Spoiler alert, it's the British.
This is not as simple as the mainstream media wants everybody to look at it.
Stay with me, because in the next minutes, I'll explain the real story behind the Israel and Palestine conflict, the 5 mistakes that still haunt us today.
And for the longest time, the media has basically just said Israel is right. They've only depicted the Israeli side of the story. And it doesn't matter anymore because with the advent of social media, Palestinians are able to film their own reality.
Mistake 1. It's not an ancient religious war. First mistake. Thinking this is a biblical grudge match. It is not. The real tension started in the late 1800s when the Jews, facing brutal European persecution, began the Zionist movement. Their goal? A safe homeland in Palestine, where a small Jewish community already lived among a mostly Arab population who had called it home for centuries. But surprise, at the same time, Palestinians were developing their own national identity and weren't planning to just hand over their homes. Both groups wanted the same land. No one wanted to share. It's less religious prophecy and more like 2 people showing up with Airbnb bookings for the same apartment, and neither one's willing to crash on the couch. Over the time, Jewish immigration increased massively, Arab resistance grew, and by the early 20th century, the seeds of the conflict were fully planted. Mistake 2. During World War I, Britain made 3 deals with 3 different sides for the same land. Fucking brilliant. Not really. Deal 1. Britain promised Arabs independence if they helped fight the Ottomans. Deal 2. The Balfour Declaration, promising Jews support for a homeland in Palestine. Deal 3. The Sykes-Picot Agreement. Britain and France secretly agreed to split the Middle East between themselves like 2 roommates slicing pizza they didn't pay for. And shocker, after the war, Britain didn't deliver. Instead, they kept Palestine as a mandate, ruling it directly while Jewish immigration surged and Arab protests exploded. Instead of solving the problem, the British built fences, issued white papers, and, classic move, eventually quit the whole thing, leaving the UN to clean up the mess. Mistake 3. The UN's solution wasn't a solution at all. By 1947, Britain bailed. The UN proposed splitting the land, a Jewish state, a Palestinian state, and Jerusalem as international. Jews accepted, Arabs rejected it, seeing the division as unfair. When Israel declared independence in 1948, neighboring Arab countries invaded. Israel won. Palestinians lost homes, cities, and lives in what they called the Nakba, the catastrophe. After the war, Israel controlled more land than the UN originally offered. Over 700,000 Palestinians became refugees. Gaza was controlled by Egypt, the West Bank by Jordan, and a Palestinian state never materialized. But don't get too comfortable. We're just getting started. Mistake 4. It didn't end, it just changed. People think the conflict's been the same since then. Wrong. It kept evolving. Fast. In 1967, Israel won the 6-Day War, taking Gaza, the West Bank, and East Jerusalem. That's when the occupation began. Israel argued security. Palestinians called it land theft. One, more, time. In the 1990s, the Oslo Accords finally offered a chance at peace, but they left the hardest questions unanswered. Borders, refugees, Jerusalem. In 2000, at Camp David Summit, Israel offered major concessions. Arafat walked away. Why? Because the proposals lacked written details and were primarily delivered orally. Then came the Second Intifada, Palestinian civilians throwing sticks and stones at the Israeli military. Oh, and of course, suicide bombings, brutal Israeli crackdowns, and the construction of the West Bank Wall, a wall Israel says protects, but Palestinians say cages them. Until last year, Gaza were run by Hamas, the West Bank by the Palestinian Authority. Rockets, blockades, raids, the cycle spins on. Them. On October 7, 2023, Hamas launched coordinated armed incursions from the Gaza Strip into the Gaza envelope of southern Israel, the first invasion of Israeli territory since the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, and the rest is history. Not an eye for an eye, but an eye for 1,000 eyes. Was this response from Israel correct? Should the Palestinians pay the price of Hamas when they themselves are already suffering from Hamas rule? Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not good versus evil. It's 2 peoples, both scarred, both terrified, both convinced they're the hero. And if you think it's simple, you're making mistake number 5. If you want more history like this, fast, neutral, and honest, hit subscribe. And drop in the comments, what's one thing you thought you knew but actually didn't?